All right, welcome to the Voncast Show. Today I got some special guests with me. My name is Von.
Artis, Jefe.
LesJay.
Jordan Lee Brown.
Leilani Spring Fischbeck.
Awesome. Well, really cool to have y'all. We were on y'all guys' podcast earlier, 12 o'clock tent.
Yep, 12 o'clock in the tent.
12 o'clock in the tent, and now we're taking it inside this house. It's nice and cool. So I guess we'll talk about some hip-hop topics currently going on, but first we can introduce ourselves, what we do and whatnot. So we'll start with you, man.
I go by Artis, Jefe. I'm an actor, writer, and creator.
LesJay, entertainment creator, I guess you say. 1/4 of Free to Creators, pretty much.
Jordan Lee Brown. I'm an actor, writer, director. Main focus acting right now. Currently want to be better. No, I'm just playing.
I'm Leilani, Leilani Spring Fischbeck. I am an actor, writer, part of the creators, Free the Creators. We do our podcast 12 o'clock in the tent, and I'm a proud dog mom to Colby.
Cool. Awesome. All right, so I guess we can get into it. Which topics do you want to discuss first, or tackle first?
Hip hop wise, a lot to get into. I mean, what Drake album about a week old now, so
Yes, we can talk about that.
Yeah.
I think it's been about a week or two or so. How y'all, after letting it marinate, what y'all thinking?
I mean, Drake always makes good work, so I'm not. At this point, I'm not. It's hard for Drake to impress me. He's
Just
so
admit
good.
it. Just admit it.
Admit what?
It was
The album's alright. You just said the album's
Yeah,
alright.
and that's what I mean by it. So I'm not sure if Drake's albums are right at this point, or we're comfortable with a certain level of work for him. That's what I think.
That sounds good, but when Kanye drops some shitty shit, I know when Kanye drops pure classics, and I can still be like, nah, that's some shitty shit. Drake
But that's two different levels,
Yeah.
though. Drake is a trend follower, so that's why he can constantly float.
I just mean on the same level of greatness. Like, we used to Drake dropping fire shit. So when he don't drop fire shit, I can still, you can still access and be like, that was. I'll put it like this, even to take what you're saying, for a Drake level, it was still alright. If we gauge it just off of Drake.
Very true. It probably was his worst album, in my opinion.
Yeah, you see things it's worse.
Yeah, as far as album wise.
I think Views is pretty shitty too as well. I really wasn't vibing.
Views had Fire Desire.
You guys
Views had Fire Desire.
And
bro.
so
That
does
saved him.
Scorpion. Scorpion has that same fire.
Yeah, I know Drake's most last. You said Scorpion?
I like it.
Drake's. I mean, to me, Drake's most last fire. Bro, I feel like this shit is fire. But if you're reading this, it's too late. That shit was fire.
It was.
I
Like
didn't
most of
really
his
listen to
albums,
that.
to be honest. And I know that the beef that they're having, like Pusha T and Drake, is kind of, it's taking away the authenticity of their music, and I think it's becoming very showy. But at the same time, you're getting good hits out of it. Like Les said earlier, it's kind of motivational. It has that component that makes it like, all right, I'm with this, because I feel it. It hypes me up. So I think it's a good album. I don't like the beef, but I am very much appreciative of his latest album. Just saying.
Disappointing. Is this straight up?
That's why we need your sound effects.
Now disappointing because the fact is, because the beef is supposed to, I figure the beef's supposed to make a person come harder. You know what I mean? He stopped like his the flow of diss tracks. You know what I'm saying? Like the last diss was on Pusha T. Drake is supposed to come harder. Drake came with a weak album. And it's weak because I feel like it's the same. It was like it wasn't. If you're reading this, it's too late. It should have been.
Yeah.
Especially because of beef. You know what I'm saying? You came too soft, coming off of,
Yeah.
I'm not with the rah now. I'm a da. He had a whole different mindset, man.
And it's damn near double side. I feel like even when you. Okay.
But I'm just saying, but like even like with his disses, it was just like, why would you? Okay, so first of all, like why would you come soft and still diss? You know what I'm saying? Like come with a soft album. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna diss, come with a hard album. You know what I mean? Like
or make it not as like. I feel like you're gonna have like practically a double-sided album. Usually when artists do that, it's like your party side. It's like your slow side. It's just like 50 songs that are all like kind of the same vibe, all the same feeling. It's like it's never a switch
Should've
up.
put 3, 2, 1.
That I see. There's always something similar in every single.
And that's usually Drake's tone. Drake, you know, that's what Drake do. Drake put us all in our feelings, but it's like either I don't know if it's overkill or it's just like it was the sinisterness with the depression on this album. It's like maybe it was something about Pusha T exposing so much and then having to go through songs like clearly get back in the studio,
Right.
change lyrics, start explaining things through the music now. And like what you were saying, it's like when the beef is now kind of altering the sound because now you're not even making music anymore. Now you're just making explanation tracks. And,
Yeah.
Like,
That's
Yeah.
corny.
yeah.
Explanation tracks. Hashtag explanation tracks.
Right. Yeah.
I heard also Jay Prince stopped the beef.
What? Yeah, Jay Prince had came out kind of. I mean, that's like Drake's. You said like
OG.
mentor. Yeah, oh yeah, exactly like OG type figure. But he didn't really step. I put it like this. I think Drake was in a very tough spot because Drake's a real life mega pop star.
Yeah.
Pusha T is not. So it's kind of like it's almost like lose-lose because
Yeah.
you can come back with some fire shit, but at the end of the day, it's Pusha T.
And
Yeah.
I think that's exactly where he's coming from, in my opinion, with this album. I don't think he's coming, in my opinion, it's not he's coming soft on the album. In my opinion, it's just like, why? You know what I'm saying? Like I said, when Nicki tried to beef with J. Cole, why? Why would I go and, why would I really, like, he made a little couple comments towards it, but why would I really go in debt, you know, track after track, in my opinion?
And you're investing all that energy to do that and to make all these edits, to make all these changes as you're putting it together. But at the same time, look at how disrespectful it was on both levels to be talking about, you know, Pusha T's wife and then to go back and forth and then expose all these like images of like Drake in blackface.
Epic.
There's so many, yeah, right? I was like, what the
That was a different
heck?
That was a different
I did not know how to respond.
He named it this after his son. That's like so. I mean, at the end of the day, what Push did was, in my opinion,
power move.
that was like real life. That was like a diss through psychoanalysis. Like he literally did like poke at a lot of stuff that you can tell. Like you can tell Drake does probably have like parent issues as far as the separation in the marriage and like all the like innuendos about his father and how like Pusha T was really saying some shit. And I think Drake did really want to respond. I don't think he had that much info on Pusha T, but I do think Drake did had a whole bunch of info on Kanye. So I think he would have turned back to like another Kanye diss. And I think that's kind of where that Jay Prince shit came in. Jay Prince was like, for one, you're not gonna be able to beat this dude. You cooked, you done, and at the end of the day, all it's gonna do is be one big messy ass shit show, and then Kanye's gonna get dug into this way more than Kanye really should be. Because we all know Kanye probably got a bunch of weird ass stories about him. That's just evident. Kanye's clearly done.
It's a small circle.
Kanye's had to pay people back like hundreds of thousands of dollars just to get back. Like Kanye's been, you can tell Kanye got dirt because Kanye be paying people like to like keep this shit like quiet, like. And I think it just would have got weird, and Jay Prince is like, okay, this is enough. Like, let's not do this. You guys are pop stars. Let's keep getting this money.
Yeah,
that's what it's about.
I think Drake can make poppy songs, but he can't ever claim to be like greatest of all time or be a rapper because his lyrics are ghostwritten. They're written by Quinn Miller. So that to me, it's like, well, you're not a rap, you're not a top 10 GOAT. You can make all the pop songs, but like you're rapping, you can't be dissing people anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Right, we can pay
That's that culture shit though too. Like,
You can't be dissing people.
that's the biggest problem with this too. Drake's like, that's what make the shit kind of more than culture issues. Where it's like at the end of the day, Drake got a bunch of kids in the suburb, motherfuckers in Canada. Drake got like the whole like Kardashian demographic as far as just that mindset of people who don't really even get hip hop and aren't really not even part of authenticity, not really part of street culture, not really part of that real like Pusha T side more so what that is. So it's like even hopping on social media now is annoying because you see so many people with opinions that you can just literally tell is coming from behind the keyboard, like in some nice home, and some like your are a bunch of opinions from like motherfuckers who like 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Like it's like and then it gets weird. It's like then you start to really realize, yo, Drake's like you're not gonna in this social media era, it's gonna be hard to like take a pop star out if you're not. It'd be like somebody on a Kendrick type of level. Somebody who can like come and kind of have that bubble too. But Pusha T, because Pusha T, you can't execute no better than that. And what happens 2 weeks later? It's Kiki. Do you? It didn't matter. Like it didn't
and that's my exact irritation with. And I'm glad you said it like that. That's my exact irritation with that beef because, in my opinion, Pusha T is probably an artist that we need to hear more than Drake.
For sure.
And in reality, we haven't heard Pusha T name like this since Clips. You know what I'm saying? And that's just exactly. And that's the irritation with it because instead of sitting here again arguing beautifully, create beautifully. Yeah. Pull that man up. We need to hear him. Pull him up. Don't dog him. Pull that man up. You gonna get your money. You have your base.
Drake ain't gonna, man. Drake, I think Drake way more cutthroat than people probably like.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I agree 110 with that.
I think Drake likes stepping on your neck and like really just like grinding.
Do you think he has to? But do you think he has to be like that because of his status?
I think Drake. That money. I think Drake is a light-skinned dude from Canada who entered a culture who does not respect that. And he found a lot of ways to really position himself in a really top dog status, and he loves shitting on people about that shit. Like, I think he's fully aware that I'm Drake, I'm one of the coolest humans on this planet, and so many of you motherfuckers hate me, and there's really nothing I can do about it. And I think I think that's why he did. I think that's why he did Meek like that. I think that's why every time he gets to it with somebody, he's really ready to like just piss all over him. Because it's like, y'all so street, y'all the hood tough guys, and y'all getting beat by a pop star from Canada, a singing nigga. That's Drake's.
But I mean, if he could be anything else, that's kind of what he is. Like that all those things you said defines him. Like, this is Drake. This is all of these things. He's emotional and he makes beef for the X, Y, and Z. But at the end of the day, like, that is what he's built on. Does he have to? Can he act like? Can he at least be a little nicer to people? Is what I'm thinking. Like, does he have that option? He has all this money. I know people like mess with him on every level. But is there a way he can make that change since he's already at the top, or does he have to protect or defend, quote unquote?
What you mean?
Defend himself.
Are you saying like be friends with like a Meek or something?
No, not like be friends. What I'm asking is like, do you guys think he should be? Do you guys think he could be any other way, given everything that compiles who Drake is?
Well, Drake got a bunch of lyrics that almost kind of allude to the mentality he has. And even kind of what you're saying, like Drake even. I mean, you go look at all his music. Drake kind of tell you, I mean, this is not different 5 years ago. He said so many things that kind of I put it like this. I don't think Drake really. I mean, even to kind of I guess say what you. I don't really think Drake is the monster that. I think Drake kind of just wears. I think he wears the cape, but I think it's kind of what it is. I think at the end of the day, I think he is some sentimental, want to be like a nice guy, but I think he's like, I can put on this villain cape because y'all clearly want. It's like some KD shit. Yeah. I don't think KD's like a bad. I think KD's like, fuck it, I'll beat this. And
I think both. I'm glad you brought him as an analogy. I think both KD and Drake are just hurt. I don't think they're like trying to play villain, trying to play Superman. I feel like Drake's feelings are genuinely hurt. He's just genuinely mentally sad. He's genuinely depressed, and that's where his music is rooting from. And I agree with you 100%. I feel like that he is coming from a mindset where it's like, I know that you guys really do not accept me. I know that I will, and that's another issue too. That I know that at the end of the day, I will never really be considered black father or not. I think that's really what it is with that curly hair and that light face. We won't accept him as a hard rapper. I think that's the reality. I think that he probably, even like it's certain things that we have visually, mentally that has to be intact for it to be true. So Drake cannot come in, like you said, he cannot be a hard rapper. Like he can't diss. We only respect him to a certain extent. I feel like we only respect a lot of his diss, a lot of things because he is so established. Like you were saying, I think all the things are true. I think that man is just genuinely freaking hurt. And I think it's becoming obvious. Every single one of his album covers, look at that man's face. He has a beautiful smile.
Yeah.
Why are we making those album covers look like that?
I think when you get hurt, you still decide. You still morph into what you want. I think 100%. I think that's what it is. Even in that KD club, even in that Drake club. But I think you got people who are hurt and take the victim approach. You got people who are hurt and they manifest it and trying to fake the smiler. And then you got people like, fuck it, I'm the villain. And they embrace that. It's like this is what y'all want. Y'all got it then. So I kind of think he manifested the hurtness of everything we like discussing, and I think he was like, "I'll be the bad guy. Y'all want the bad guy. I'll be the bad guy."
If he didn't mention Pusha T's fiance, things would be great right now for him.
Yeah.
Probably, but I don't know if his album would have been as quote unquote good. Just because, and what I mean by good is not of good quality, but just of selling as much as he did. Would it have flopped? You never know.
Is that shit like number 1 right now?
Probably has.
Yeah, just because everyone knows the news and all this stuff.
It reached
happens.
1 billion streams, which
A billion?
billion streams, which no artist has done, but it's expected. He's a pop star.
Yeah.
But his like rap credentials to me are gone. Meek exposed that when he exposed that he has quite a known as a ghostwriter.
Yeah.
So to me that was yeah.
Did this shit help all of them out? Because I mean, this is all like right around the time like Kanye's album came out, Cudi's album came out, Pusha's album came out, Drake's album. Like, I wonder how much all of their sales kind of got like manipulated.
I'm pretty sure
by this.
it helped. I mean, I haven't heard Kid Cudi in ages. You know,
Exactly,
good
right.
music. Kanye, I didn't listen to Kanye's albums because I don't believe in his beliefs, and to me I'm biased, so I don't listen to his.
You listen to Kanye albums?
Not since last one I really listened to was the Twisted
My
Fantasy
Twisted, I
one.
didn't even say my Twisted Dark Fantasy.
But I feel like he's done a 180. He became like the Anakin of hip hop.
Yeah,
You know?
I feel like Kanye fucked up when he It wasn't even necessarily like marrying Kim Kardashian. I think it was like
Have a kid
it's almost
with her,
like
in my opinion.
I think it's like I don't think Kanye realized how much he stood for something to us, and it's like he was such an influence on the culture.
He changed.
But he took that because he took the Kim Kardashian to pro. Like, she stands for nothing. Like, her whole thing, she's famous for being famous. Like, she's marketing ploys. Like, she's controversy. Like, and it's like Kanye got in that web, and it's like that's cool for her because she's shallow. Like, we didn't really view you as a shallow. He was like substance to us, and it's like now you're just trolling your fame like she does. And it was like, yo, you was a really dope artist to us. And I think that shit is kind of like fucked up the nucleus. I don't know. It got weird when he like went down that.
I don't know. I feel like I totally see that, and the relationship changed everything, and he changed with all that. And I think it was post kids. I think it was just the relationship, but I can't judge it because I don't know personally on what I would need to survive at that level. Would I be interested in what? When money was no longer a concern, when fame, whatever my goals were that I wanted to quote unquote work towards felt fulfilled, what then would there be other than achieving happiness or, you know, whatever?
Yeah.
Oh,
Someone-
Kanye.
he just seems like I saw the transformation, but I'm like, maybe something else happened. It wasn't just this one thing. And Kim Kardashian probably has to do the same thing. And knowing that she got famous from, you know, her sex tape, but also the way she maneuvered then into the business, it was very planned and executed. She knows, they know something that you have to be like, oh, you know, this is just too easy to call Kanye's crazy and he doesn't respect, like, what happened to him? He was rapping for us for so long.
I think part of it was Kanye's mom's death.
A large part,
That
yeah.
was
Yeah,
big.
he blames himself for it because he paid for the, obviously, but you know what I'm saying, paid for the surgery.
That I think unhinged him slowly. So in a sense, I have empathy towards that. Like, his mom was everything, and then for her to die in that manner, I can see it.
Yeah.
I think a big part of it too was even hearing you even say that, like, as far as like the fulfillment and stuff. I mean, I can't fully say. I don't know the mentality of Kanye, but I know like that real artist, I guess, kind of mindset. For one, you really never at a place of fulfillment, and then like another layer is you really want. You're always in a state of really, especially I know Kanye. You always want people to validate your genius. So it's like you're always like people don't. I don't think people even comprehend how into fashion Kanye is. Like, people don't really understand how he wants to be like that Versace, that like we said, Ralph Lauren. Like, he wants to be an iconic fashion guy too. So I think even his whole battle with that, and really starting to when he did the shoe thing, and then like said fuck Nike, we'll go to Adidas because y'all won't even give me residuals, and he made the whole shoe, and he's talking and he's going to Paris and all these looking for fabrics, really trying to be this big fashion mogul, and he really started to, I think, realize how this is a whole other world, and I'm like a boy to these people, and they're saying, so the rest of it, he's fucking Kanye, but he's inside these meetings, and it's like, I don't give a fuck about you, Kanye. Like, this is billionaire rooms right here, and I think that really fucked him up. And I think when he started to like realize it's going to be a major fucking fight to be validated as this iconic, like, just artist, this fashion, this music, and I think a lot of and then the whole Kim K shallowness and mixed in with the mother. Yeah, I think a lot of things he just thought to really be like, and it's that genius complex. It's that you're always
Wanting more, yeah.
So it's like, yeah.
I think honestly, we need to, at least for the black community, I'm gonna just say we gotta put Kanye on timeout.
Yeah.
We got. He really needs to understand. I feel like it comes a point, especially someone like Kanye. Like for me, I will always say people, and that's why he knows it. ODA. That's why ODA is a thing. There's a large mass of people, including myself, who will only listen to Kanye up until what?
Graduation.
Well, yeah.
Twisted Family.
Twisted Family probably the last, and I didn't listen to that one. No diss to it, but I'm just saying there's a lot of us that's just pre this event and that's it. You know what I'm saying? Just because, and that's why I thought we have to put him almost. We have to just ignore him for a minute because he's trolling the heck out of us.
Well, I think he's misunderstood like a motherfucker. Because I say that genius I got a theory that say genius complex, but I think it can also be like a genius and retarded. Like I think you can like really comprehend things on a superhuman like. Well, no, I don't think because that's the thing. That's not the way society works. We take figures like a Kanye and they're so great in this. We make them validated in every single thing. So motherfuckers do say shit like slavery is a choice. We're You gotta realize that humans so socially I want to say retarded. Like that he's not fully even, but it's that genius shit, right? But it's like you can really be so off.
Who said Kanye was a genius?
Who said Kanye was a genius? That's like a thing. Like Kanye is. At the end of the day, Kanye is a musical fucking genius.
You know what? There has to be a cap to how to define.
That ain't no. Go listen to that nigga's word. He's musically a genius.
Without a doubt.
Music genius, yeah.
I won't say it.
But I don't know if like anything else. Because I also heard he hasn't had a phone in like years or something. So he's not up to date with the news, but at the same time, he has a privilege of stepping out and doing his own thing and being in Calabasas and being away from all this stuff. So
I think
it's not. I don't think Calabasas is a place to like. Yeah, it's like you're isolated, but you still have to deal with people. You still have to deal with social. Unless you're going to totally isolate, and I think that goes back to your point, Jordan. It's like when you isolate like that, something kind of goes off. It's not just isolating, but it's something else. You know.
Well, you always isolated. I can't imagine. I mean, as far as I like foreseeing like the directions, as far as our careers and what we do, but to be at a status of a Kanye, where literally practically everybody on the planet knows that name, to like be on the People magazine as the most influential human of the year, like to be in this space where you literally was in your mom's basement making beats and I'm be the best producer. You Jay-Z and started fucking. He's like, nah, I want to rap. Nah, you ain't fucking. I'm gonna be the best, right? Boom, boom, boom. Okay, fuck that. Now you wanted the best. Okay, I'm gonna do this fashion. I told him about the best shoe. Now fuck. It's like his proof is in the fucking pudding of how cold he is. Like, and then to really like all these things of like what he's done. So the complexities and the layers to him, I can only imagine. Like as far as like I said, because we as individuals know how we are. So when you literally have like a micro like scope on you with every single thing you do, like.
And that's why he needs a time out.
Yeah, and you have to.
That's all I'm saying. He's a time out.
Time out from us. Like you saying like the people need to give him a time out.
Yes.
Like. Yeah.
I'm saying I feel like that's exactly what you're saying. He has a lot of freaking pressure.
What does that mean though? Like give him a time out. You saying like just
act like that man don't exist. And I know it's going to be hard as people, but if we love Kanye, like we love Kanye, that man needs a break. He's been in this media like this forever, and then like there's nowhere really this man can go without you not knowing who he is. He needs a break.
That's
I think Kanye enjoys it.
I think he did. Maybe for the first couple 10, 20, 30 years he enjoyed it. But when you finally want to go somewhere where nobody is and you have to fly like 17 hours just to get away and even every person you see knows you, that's nuts. I don't know what my brain would do. I would love the attention. Yeah, who doesn't like the attention? But then
you need that.
I mean, he's
let's say intellectually disabled.
He's just dealing with trauma. That's all that is. I mean, dealing with trauma and dealing with fame. And he needs a timeout. You know what I'm saying? Meaning that he needs space to heal. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
Period. But he's famous. So how can
it's impossible.
Yes.
Where is that space? Yeah.
Which I mean here. Like why y'all so sure Kanye's so broken, somewhere so broken?
Obviously dealing with something.
Yeah, you don't just
Yeah, he's dealing with something.
But I mean, that's too vague, and we all fucked up in there.
Well, it's vague because we can't
loss of his
pinpoint.
mom, loss of his, you know, his creative designer. You know what I'm saying? Like the. You know,
How many people
attacking him about, you know, just him saying little things. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously there's something going on. I think he has to travel to wherever, you know what I'm saying, miles away, you know what I'm saying, like, to be by himself or whatever, you know, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Obviously he's dealing with.
I think it's the life of an artist. I think there's no like good ending to it. It's no like it's a lose. I mean, if the people stop talking about you, that'll make you jump out of a window. But then if the people
talk about you too much,
it's gonna make so it's not like, trust me, Kanye don't want the world to leave him alone.
But at the same time, I can think like, look at, not to compare, but look at Jay-Z. He seems to be doing. Okay.
That's because he stepped away. Like after, you know, he stepped away and he isolated too. But it was the timing, I think, of his isolation.
His wife's Beyonce though.
I don't think Jay-Z was ever.
Look. Huh?
I don't think. I mean, I think Jay-Z always had a sense of I won't say coolness, but Jay-Z always got to maneuver. Jay-Z's never had a. Jay-Z and Kanye two totally different beasts. Jay-Z, like where Kanye is socially retarded, Jay-Z's probably a social genius. Like Jay-Z knows how to walk into a room and like be in a room full of snakes and make them all up. Kanye's the guy to walk into a room like, yo, he's kind of weird. Like, so I think even just the social reactions, you know, even if you take like a high school analogy, Kanye was the guy with his books and his beats and probably trying to be cool, but wasn't really cool. And Jay-Z was the guy that just hit the hallways, Jay, what up? Like, so it just, I think they've always kind of lived in that. I mean, Jay-Z was a big time, Jay-Z was big time drug dealer.
Yeah.
Like he's been on the game, he's been on the hustle. Like they really, Kanye was that geeky motherfucker.
Little brother.
Lock yourself in the room, making 5 beats a day for 3 summers. That's a different word, like Cree Sun. That's Kanye though, so it's not, he ain't, this is been in like, so.
Good call. All right, I think we can move on to that. Yeah, that's good discussion. I think you brought up a good one, is XXX-Tentacion's death.
Oh man.
Passing, how we feel about that. Yeah.
My opinion.
What were the circumstances?
Well, as far as what?
How he died?
I mean, as far as I know, it was you know, some Florida gang members type that, but reasons I'm not 100%.
No, that's what I was wondering.
Yeah, I think the 100% story behind it, I'm not too detailed, so I don't want to misquote nothing.
Yeah.
I think from my comment, Jay-Z said it the best. He said, y'all kill X, but let Zimmerman live.
That's lame. But what about this? I don't like how I got like, oh, what's that mean? With that, I feel that. When Jay said, I was like, yeah, I feel that shit, because that is lame as fuck though. But even at the same time, I don't like the way, I feel like X's death got trolled. And when I say that, I feel like that once it happened, everybody, he had like 2 approaches. People was kind of like, oh, that's a shame. X was like the next Tupac. He was really trying. And then you had the side of that whole, fuck him. He beat his baby mama. Like, he was evil. And it's like he never got to transcend into whatever he's going to transcend into. But I think that should have been a discussion. I think it's a lot of dumbass little kids running around here. Like, you got these Tekashi motherfuckers that do perpetuate that, nah, let's be about beef, let's troll, let's try to get. And X was kind of in that box. These little motherfuckers running around here like shit sweet. And then you in the goddamn motorcycle dealership find out shit ain't that sweet. So it's like, I think that should have been a discussion to really start to like to let these kids know, okay, we gotta figure out what really is the way to go about this fame and all this clout chasing, all this bullshit y'all doing. And we didn't do that with X. It was just, he was, X, no. And it's like, hold on. This motherfucker had a lot of issues. This motherfucker did beat the shit out of his baby mama. This motherfucker was running around getting in fights, getting kicked out of concerts, and he was trying to change. I guess whatever the fuck that means.
He would become more positive towards the end.
I don't know what that even means, because motherfuckers like, ain't we all? Because motherfuckers, I put it like this, as far as like religious and spiritual and all that, like people do what they do. I'm not like, you know, most people, especially in this woke era, not really religious people and stuff. But I do think it's something to be said. Because it's even like privacy and things that talk about this, like people coming up now who will promote Satanism and will try to flip it and be like, they'll almost flip it like as if it's the word of Christ. And you got to really watch for that type of mentality of when people are trying to flip that shit. Cause it's like a whole, which like I'm not getting to the religious side of it, but I do know he's like more like on that wave of like, cause it ain't that deep to me. Telling a bunch of motherfuckers, yo, PU, like that's cool. But let's really get down to what's going on. Let's really get down to like the corruption. Let's really get down to the mentality of what this young man was going through. And really discuss his death. And not just truck got Lil Tay making, even the wrong motherfuckers was kind of vouching for him. You got a bunch of like internet trolls, the Tekashi saying videos, the little Asian chick, Lil Tay, whatever I'm on. And it's like, these are the people that are going to further make him not remembered. Because they won't be remembered in a couple of summers.
Yeah.
So it's like, I didn't like the way that his death was just discussed, because we could have really took a lot of time to really discuss what was up with X, and we didn't do that.
He's a troubled individual. I think he definitely admits that, and he was trying to he was trying to change in a sense that trying to be more positive trying to be more a positive person and not like so clout chasing and being negative. I don't condone what he did with his baby mama, and like even though she recanted the statements, I'm pretty sure she might have, I don't know exact statement, but I don't accept that. But like him dying in that sense, it just upsets me when people say, "Oh, he deserved it."
Yeah, that's why it's fuck.
That's very untrue.
That was like, that's sad. You know, he was trying to change. He's young. I can't imagine. He's what, 18, 19?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, 19, 20.
Dealing all that fame, that money, like, I'm sure it has to, I don't know. It's a lot.
Motherfuckers. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Go.
To keep it, to kind of tie everybody's ties at, I think we're all kind of on the same. I look at it in this sense, is that, yeah, he did a lot of terrible things, but who hasn't? I think when it comes to, and I think when it comes to a point where we have to also analyze, like you said, a lot of things do have to be analyzed, and the major thing that has to be analyzed here, I think it roots back to the lack of healthy mental health in Black communities. It's that simple. And you have people who are famous and who are not. He simply was famous, so we saw it more, but it's nothing that doesn't happen every day, in my opinion. So it's not, unfortunately, this massive thing that people are like, oh, he beat his baby mama. Let's be real. I don't know where I'm from. That's almost an everyday thing. So I think what
you see the pictures?
No, I didn't see it.
He whooped her ass.
And again, where I'm from and the houses that I've lived in, that's not
that on the gate.
No, I'm not saying I'm not saying that he should be any type of, even I'm not even saying he should be forgiven. I'm simply saying what needs to be looked at is the healthy mental health. That's all I'm saying is that's what needs to be talked about. There's not anything talked about. It goes simply to mental health. It's not, he didn't do any, what I'm saying is he didn't do anything that's less common than a neighbor. And that's all I'm saying. It's just that he was famous, so it was taken, and it was seen way more explicitly. And then again, we were able to see actual photos, which is something that another thing people need to be appreciative. Just saw photos. We had people like myself who see this in their home. You feel me? And that's what I'm saying. It needs to go back to, it's a mental health. That's what I agree. So these leaders, these people who need to speak, need to, I feel like our artists, all these artists as a position, they need to put funding into mental health. That's really what it is. Yeah. A lot of us are messed up. A lot of us are messed up and don't even realize it, or can't afford proper funding, or can but have too much of an ego and pride to do it.
Yeah, I feel you.
There's such a stigma with it.
Yes, and I feel you 100%, and I definitely feel like this would have been a dope time to bring up the mental health platform with this, because even aside from like X, because that he definitely was a case that would have been perfect because he was really famous, had a lot of kid influence, but all these motherfuckers, who the young boy J. Cole had to sit down, like
Lil Pump.
Lil Pump, like just doing weirdo shit. And you see that interview with J. Cole, Lil Pump is kind of like, you can't really even explain your dumb ass. Not to say dumb ass like the kind of shit, but just like it's like you young, and everything you saying is like you young, you going through shit, you got your environment, and that's all you really know. So, but I love this moment in time anyway, because I do definitely think mental health is becoming commercialized, and you're 100% right when you say, especially you ain't even got to specify to the Black community. You can really make it like just in a lot of poverty type situation where it's like, like Latin, where it be Latinos, where it be Blacks, where it be white people, Black bro. It's like, we don't even check that shit because we just deal with our dysfunctions because motherfuckers is broke. So we broke, it just is what it is. So so it definitely is a perfect time for everybody to start self-checking and looking at that. But we have to, and as other voices, even people in this room, as we progress in our careers and whatnot, really bring an issue to the table, because it's a lot of lame people with statuses right now. They don't want to talk about shit. They want to get their checks and drive to their homes in the hills and just do that. But it's a new day. It's a new wave coming through that's not going to be slave to the money. It's a lot of real artists coming here.
Right on.
I agree.
Shit like this will
Free creative. Yeah.
Any other topics we can discuss, or is that can't think of? All right.
I'm gonna hit the air.
Okay. With that said, I think that's very good topics. Everyone brought up very good points. Yeah. Well, that concludes it. Thank y'all very much for being on the show.
Thanks.
Voncast Show.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.